What's good, y'all? It's your boy Chief the OG, back again with another Rich Before 30 podcast. Today we pick up on Chapter 6, The Best Worry. Last episode, we spoke about how worry and fear are one and the same. Today, we will continue in Chapter 6, learning more about how to use our power of belief. We will now continue with Chapter 6, The Best Worry, in the book Rich Before 30 by Gavin Chief Meredith. If you're reading along, we're beginning on page 144.
I always wanted to be like the big-time celebrities I saw on television who would buy their mom a new car or a new house. In this moment, I began taking all of my ventures more seriously. Take a look at your parents' relationship with money. Then take a sincere look at your relationship with money. Find the flaws in your habits and make adjustments so that you can finally get rich. Internet articles and magazines across the world have preached that 7 streams of income is the average number of streams for your average millionaire. 7 streams? Most people have a hard enough time coming up with one idea that can generate income, let alone 7 of them. This is a poor attitude to have. You come up with ideas all the time. Like I said, you just have to take action toward making these ideas a reality. When searching for your passion or a new business venture that will one day make you rich, there will be people who tell you, oh, that's too much work, or you should just try focusing on one thing or one idea because you're just overwhelmed. The reality of it is, your journey might be too much work or too overwhelming for them. But you got this. These stuck and depressing people may provide you with this quote, "Jack of all trades, master of none." Well, the person who came up with this quote was most likely a master of none and probably needed a book like this to help them get out of their head and simply put forth the action to get the job done. Don't worry, you can do it. To tell you the truth, there are 2 distinct differences between people who are rich and people who are not, and that is their willingness and relentlessness. Imagine being in a car driving on a road trip from point A to point B. On this road trip, you make friends. You fall in love, you get a flat tire, a loved one dies, you lose your job, you get a new job, you start a business, you go through heartbreak, and you decide to stop. You decide that you've just come far enough. You haven't made it to point B, but you feel like you've been driving longer than expected. And yeah, at one point you even felt like you were driving in circles. Maybe that's where you are now. Maybe you feel like you just keep seeing a repeat of the same thing, or it's at least pretty close. If this is the case, or if this sounds like you, this is okay. Don't be afraid to ask for directions. Also, remember to enjoy the ride. Take time to remember why you began to drive in the first place. Has your goal changed along the journey? Has your destination changed? If it has, this is okay. If it hasn't, this is okay. What I'm getting at is, just don't stop. What do you gain out of stopping? What do you gain out of not chasing your dreams? What do you gain out of living a life that feels like a life less than the one you could be living? You must be willing to let go of the past and be willing to take control of your present. You must be relentless in taking action toward your success. There's nothing wrong with leisure. Just make sure that you're aware that you're taking a break. When you stop to play that video game or watch TV, scroll the internet, know that you are making a conscious decision to take a break from chasing your dreams. But enjoy your leisure. Something you see or do may inspire you and be that spark you needed to finally get rich. The best worry. We're drawn to things we're naturally good at. Procrastination is your enemy. You finally decided to start writing down your ideas, and you even make a little bit of progress every now and then. But overall, things are slow and you feel stuck. You're back at it again. You're self-sabotaging. It's really easy to self-sabotage. Telling yourself things like, I'll get to it later, and I'm going to do that tomorrow. These are our most common ways of self-sabotage. We put off a little task like washing the dishes or taking out the trash. Are you just going to avoid washing dishes until you've used every dish in the house? Are you just going to let the trash sit there until the smell gets unbearable? Start with little things like washing the dishes, taking out the trash, and making your bed. Make these habits. When you appreciate what you have, You're less likely to complain about it. When your partner, friend, or family member is getting on your nerves, be sure to stop and appreciate that they are indeed alive and in your presence. Appreciate the excuses that you've been making for yourself. You've been doing a great job. No, really, take time to congratulate yourself because you realize that even you bullshit yourself sometimes and procrastinate. At least realize it. Own it. Build and get better. If you need to make a bet with someone or put a time limit or deadline on that project, do whatever it takes to get it done. Fear is for the weak-minded. Worst case scenario is death. Let's get it right out there. Well, what we should do is live every day making sure that we're as happy as we can be, knowing that one day unknown to us, death will come. We have made fear a habit. Most people live cautiously every moment of every day, trying to avoid death. Let me repeat that. You are living to avoid death. Instead, you should live to be happy. You should have an endless drive to fight for your happiness every moment of every day. Every moment you're not fighting for your happiness, you're living in hell. Stay close to your passion. This is the fuel for your tank. As long as you stay present in the moment and cut off your excuses before they get started, you are in a place of power and joy. Believe in the power of positive thinking.
Do you already have 7 streams of income? You might. Have you written them down? If you don't, you should get started working on your different streams of income. How many streams of income do you have? And what do they produce for you? If the number is low, that's okay. Just know that you have to put in the work to make each stream of income grow. If you have 7 streams of income and you can grow each stream to $1,000 a month, then you will have $7,000 a month. From there, the numbers just multiply. One business might do way better than the others. The key is to just keep going. If you're not a person who has a bunch of businesses, or you don't think that you can come up with a bunch of business ideas, or even if you have come up with a bunch of business ideas and not put the action into actually creating these businesses, you may have heard the phrase, jack of all trades, master of none. This quote is complete bullshit. You can be a master of many. Just believe it. Believe in yourself. The difference between the person who does and the person who doesn't is their willingness and relentlessness to actually get things done. I know that things can get hard in life sometimes, or difficult or complicated, but I give the scenario in my book of you traveling from point A to point B, and you experiencing life through the travels, and you just decide to stop on the journey. If you never make it to point B, you'll never reach your destination. You'll never see what point B had to offer for you. The point of the story is, just don't quit. Make sure that you reach your point B. And on this journey, although there may be stresses, remember why you began the journey in the first place. The key of life is to enjoy the ride. Enjoy every moment of your life. If you're not doing what makes you happy, you're living in hell. If you're not pursuing your dreams and your happiness, you're putting yourself through hell every moment that you're not chasing your dreams. Leisure is fine. It's okay to know that you're enjoying your leisure. But if you're wasting time and you don't realize that you're wasting your time, you need to wake up, snap out of it, and get things done. But there's absolutely nothing wrong with watching a TV show, scrolling the internet, or even playing video games. When I do it, I know I'm doing it. When I'm playing video games, I know I'm taking a break from everything that I have to do because I want to chill. I don't want to think about work. Even though with my gaming, I stream and I post so that I can get paid from gaming as well. So keep in mind that you can also get paid from your leisure. We're naturally drawn to things that we're good at. Don't procrastinate yourself out of success. We self-sabotage a lot of times by saying things like, oh, I'll get to that tomorrow. I'll do that later. These are the easiest and quickest ways to self-sabotage. Make sure you're accomplishing small tasks like taking out the trash, making your bed, and washing the dishes. Once you make small things like this a habit, you won't procrastinate in doing them, and it'll free up time to do other things. If you're annoyed by your family member or partner, just take a second, take a deep breath, and realize that they are indeed alive. Just appreciate that they're alive. Appreciate what you have in your home. Once you appreciate small things like having trash to take out and dishes to wash and a bed to make, then you start appreciating all the small things in your life. When you appreciate what you have, you're less likely to complain about it. So next time a family member or loved one is getting on your nerves, just take a deep breath. Take time to realize that they are indeed alive and appreciate that they are breathing alive and in your presence. To put this in plain language, every day, most people live, the majority of people live, avoiding death. Living every day avoiding death, you're living your life in fear. Instead, we should live every day trying to make sure that we're as happy as we can be, knowing that one day, unknown to us, death will come. So in the meantime, have fun, enjoy life. Do everything that you've ever imagined that you want to do. Believe in the power of positive thinking, and remember to enjoy the ride. If you haven't already, be sure to pick up a copy of my book, Rich Before 30 by Gavin Chief Meredith, available on Amazon. I'm Chief the OG, and this is the Rich Before 30 podcast. See you next time.